Hi everyone, Pastor Laura here with this week's Table Talk. Today we are looking at Deuteronomy chapter 5 verse 21. Neither shall you covet your neighbor's wife, neither shall you covet your neighbor's house or field or male or female slave, ox or donkey or anything that belongs to your neighbor. And the 10th commandment, do not be jealous. Welcome to the table today. Today we wrap up our series looking at the 10 commandments. I hope and pray that along the way, as we've looked at these commandments, you've learned something new and that you've had the opportunity to rethink these really familiar commands and apply the truths of them to your everyday living. I know that it has been really insightful for me to slow down and spend some time carefully considering each of the commandments. Today, we turn to the last one, the 10th commandment in the series, which is do not be jealous. Do not be jealous is a command that, like the others, helps us in our relationship with God and also in our relationship with others. It seems really obvious that if we are jealous of our neighbor or our brother or sister, or if we are jealous of our friends, that jealousy will have a really negative impact on our relationships with other people. But I wonder, do we also stop and consider how jealousy has a negative impact on ourselves? Perhaps God gives us this law not only to help us live out love in our relationships, but also to help us. Remember, the spirit of the law is love, and God's love for us is so great that God gives us the law out of God's love to help us. So not only does the command, do not be jealous, help us in our relationships, but it also helps us as individuals when we obey the law. It creates a hedge of protection for our own mental, emotional, and spiritual health. Jealousy can really take a toll on a person. When we are jealous, it can be really quite consuming. We can find ourselves in a downward spiral of thinking, if only I had, or don't I deserve that, or it's not fair, or maybe I'm not worthy. And the list can go on. Our focus gets cast away from gratitude, from hope, and from the Holy One. And instead, we become wholly focused on what we do not have, or what we think we want, or what we think we deserve. And as our focus is drawn away from the holy, drawn away from God, we can become resentful and hateful. We can become haughty, thinking, well, surely I deserve more than that other person over there. Or we could become really downtrodden and depressed, feeling like, I'm never enough, I'm not good enough or worthy enough to have the same things as someone else. In jealousy, we lose sense of our joy and our sense of being really well loved by God. Jealousy will cause a slow rot within us, and it will make our lives miserable. One of the best ways that I know of to combat jealousy is to make a generous use of gratitude. And we've talked about gratitude before. As soon as we start to think, I wish I had, or we start admiring someone else's property, somebody else's job, somebody else's family life or lifestyle, we can train ourselves to turn those thoughts into gratitude. When we start to have those thoughts where we find ourselves admiring what another person has or wishing we had what someone else had, we can offer a prayer thanking God for that other person and that they are able to enjoy that really expensive coffee pot, or that they have their dream job, or we can thank God that that other person's family life and connections are so well grounded and seem so great. And we can't stop there. When we give God thanks for all the things that we see in another person's life that we're starting to admire and wish we had, we should also give God thanks for the things that we have in our lives. We can thank God that we have a coffee pot that makes coffee, that we have a job that pays our bills. We can thank God for our family and the connections that we have within our family life. We may begin with our gratitude slowly and grudgingly, gritting out thanks from between our teeth. But the more we turn our jealous thoughts into prayers of gratitude, the more we'll find to be grateful for in our own lives. Where jealousy will take root and cause a slow rot, gratitude will take root and cause a steady bloom in our lives. Flourishing gratitude will cast out jealousy and fill us up with joy. And not only that, but if we work on having a grateful disposition, it'll improve our relationship with God and our relationships with others. We can go from gritting between our teeth to actually being thankful for another person and having a lot more joy when we interact with them because we are so grateful for the things that they have and the experiences that they are obtaining. So in the week ahead, look for opportunities to abundantly express your gratitude, not only in the face of jealous thoughts and jealous moments, but also in as many places and spaces in our lives as possible so that we can build up a hedge of protection of gratitude and keep jealousy away. I look forward to seeing you next week around the table where we're going to start diving into the Lord's Prayer.